Visible to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's take. So we ended last class day before yesterday. Yesterday I was stuck in the production issues, so couldn't join. Anyway, so in last class we had configured the OData adapter and we had sent the message from our boomerang and we got the response from OData. Okay, so let's enhance the changes we did in the OData adapter, means in the configuration. I had to show you the content modifier now. Okay, so let's go to our scenario. Okay, so that day we created demo.odata2. Okay, and this was test. Had we done any mapping? No, we didn't. So I'm just deleting this. Hello. So OData here, I'm going to my iFlow. Okay. And what I'm doing is I'm again trying to configure an content modifier. So see, I have taken the content modifier from the message transformation. Okay. Uh, this is means this contains three things: header, property, and body. Okay. So that day I told you a message, a typical message in any middleware contains header, attachment, and body. But in case of your HCI, you have one more option available, which is called property. Okay. So in property also you can add some variables. Okay, so let's say in my property, what I will do, I will take a variable. So first of all, click on the add button. Before even going to this, had anyone tried this scenario in their what we say in their Eclipse? Means had they have you configured the OData adapter in your Eclipse? Even tried it, means are you able to connect to the West Wind server, because the document is already with you, the OData adapter document, it's already with you. So have you tried it? Because I also sent the introduction document of OData, means how does that how that is developed and all those things. Apart from this, you must have gone through this document, which shows how to trigger the how to create the iFlows in the OData adapter and what is the message container. Okay, just remove this, means in latest thing, in latest version, what SAP did is the XPath is being removed. So what is happening is the in the this is me and this is informed to me in recent days itself, means around 2 days back, after I showed you this OData configuration, that the XPath from where your OData is being taken is not working as of now. Okay, so so we have to either we can either do the hard coding of the message, which I will be just showing. Okay, or either we can take the message through the take the variable using another event, but that is would be complex. We will be understanding in later classes that thing. But this one, the variable substitution, where we were taking the value of order number through this X path, this is not working because this event is as of now disabled in the HCI. I'm not sure why exactly that is disabled, but that is not working. Okay. So this is my content modifier. Under my content modifier, I am adding an event, adding a variable. So click on add. Okay. It says create. Give a name. So our event, our no. Okay. Now type constant. Ever know what is data type means? In our coding also we define what type of data type is this variable. Is it string?
Hello. 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 Sanat.
I think I'm not able to hear Sanat's voice.
Yeah, even I'm not able to hear. Minutes we have lost your voice.
Okay. So you have seen the this adapter configuration, or should I do it again? It was lost.
It was lost actually. Can I do it from the first?
Yes, sir. So in content modifier, I have specified one variable. Just someone keep the mic open. Okay.
Okay.
So
And Sanat, do you have the all this like when will use, where to use, and how to use this document with you? content
As in which?
modifier, everything. Like in
So content, each
palettes,
event.
palettes, yeah, the palettes, and that each
Hmm.
events like how do we do that? Do you
Yes,
have
yes,
that
yes.
everything?
Yes, I
Document is with
have
you?
it, but that is an SAP standard document, not my document. I will be still providing you.
So
And there,
that's fine. SAP shared document also is fine.
yep. So I will be showing, I will be providing those documents. Apart from this, we
Okay.
are doing those things in live scenario, so it will be much more easy for you to understand. And in the
Yeah, exactly.
content modifiers, in the content modifier, this three things I will be taking their examples because these are very vital and this would be used everywhere in your scenario. So just keep these things in your mind. Write somewhere the content modifier, and today we will be writing the message persistence also. Okay. Um, and also we will be completing the value mapping. So quickly, I've just defined a variable order number, kept it as constant. Okay, given the name of data type as string, because there would be different types of data types, either constant, either character, integer, date. So I have taken the safest string because it can accommodate everything. Okay, and the value I have given is order 10250. Okay. Now in the OData adapter, I'm going into OData adapter, and in the adapter specific, I have not changed anything. I have not changed the address or I have not changed anything, but I will be changing the query. So I will be going to model, keep the address as it is. Okay. Again, select the order, the table which you want to query, select the fields which you want. Okay. Now filter criteria. Filter is nothing but your where clause. Click on filter equal to, and in place of your text, the last time we wrote as text, we select the place from where you want to take the variable. So is it from header or is it from property? So our variable is in the property. So I have specified property. I have added, and you will see filter criteria automatically return filter equal to order ID, and it will be dynamically taking from the order number some variable which is been defined. It is not hard coded, and I am clicking it on finish. Okay. Now what I am doing, I am checking for errors. It would be an error state because I haven't saved this iFlow. Once I save it and check for errors, it will be remove those errors. Okay, so those errors are gone. Go to the deploy integration content.
Oh,
Emma,
Sanath
yes
Aravind
sir.
here. Can you go to center communication channel once? Center communication.
Sender. Okay.
Sender adapter specific that come down. Like this one. Okay, this is a client certificate. I added. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's one like
Okay. Okay. So I have deployed this integration content. Okay, this integration uh, iFlow, this iFlow. I'm going back to my boomerang. And now from here, what I'm doing is I'm testing this scenario again. What was the iFlow data test? See. sending the data to this one, OData test. We will wait for the response. And we got a response for OData test. So this is how your content modifier works. Now let's jump on to the persistence, message persistence. Okay. So let's go to message persistence. Now this is the message persistence. On the palette you have the option message persistence, and from there you can write a variable here. Okay, so from the data store. Hey, I'm audible, no? Guys? Okay. So from here, write, give a name. Let's say I want to write the variable in the format of in under the variable name order number 1. Okay. And where it should be visible? It should be visible across my iFlow, not across globally. In my iFlow only, it should be visibility should be this much only. And regarding the identity, you have to specify from where your data is coming. So let's say if it's coming from header, means if you move to this one, it will show you from where the data can come, either from XPath or from your content modifier, from your content modifier variable. So what you can define, see, from the option, see, take this option, say dollar bracket content modifier. So let's put the dollar property dot order number. This only you need to define and close this curly bracket. Hello guys, you are there, na? Arvind, Pradeep, anyone? It's not ended, na, session. Okay, okay, okay.
Yes, another there.
Yeah, okay. And the expiration period of this variable, let's keep it 5 days or 1 day. So tomorrow, till tomorrow, this variable will be no longer used, or it would be no longer available. I'm saving it. Okay, so it's giving me an error. So go to that error. So the error has gone. I will be checking for any warning message or error message, nothing. I'm deploying it. Okay. Okay. So someone can navigate me to where exactly I can do the this data store monitoring. I have shown you earlier. Anybody? Anyway, so click on your Node Explorer. Okay, under that you have a data store viewer option called data store viewer. So your order number 1. Oh, it is the same one number name or specified. Order number 2, I have to specify it. Order number 1, it's already existing, it would overwrite it. Okay. So order number 2 I will specify. Okay, and let's do this one and deploying it on the integration HCI tenant. One second. Yes. Okay. So now when I run this iFlow, this scenario, I will just do a reprocessing of this flow message, and I will get one response. Okay, so I have got one response. Let's go to the this one and do a refresh. See, we have one variable order number 2, okay, which has the entity list entity ID as your property order number. Okay, so it's taking the value from property order number, which we have specified in the content modifier, and it is saving in the data store viewer. Okay, and it would be deleted after 2 days. Okay, on 27th it would be deleted. This one is getting deleted on 16/6. Okay, so it was my mistake. I took it for longer period of time, 90 days. Okay. So it will be deleted after 2 days. In the data store viewer, we won't be able to view the content, actual content which came into this uh, iFlow with this variable, because again due to some security reasons they have not given the value what it is coming inside this, but it's just showing that whatever value which is coming under this variable or from this path, okay, that is been stored under this uh, variable. Okay, so same thing in the order number, I was taking the value from the payload itself. Okay, so it was the payload which was taking the variable. uh, in some other case we were hard coding it. Okay, we can directly hard code the value. We could have directly written it as 123, so the value would be like this. Okay, uh, so this is created by someone else. Okay, so, so this one is our order number 2, which is taking the value from property dot order number. Okay, so this is how your message persistence works. Okay, uh, let me quickly, if this is done, then let me complete the value mapping today itself. Okay, then from tomorrow we will be understanding all the adapters, and on Saturday we will be taking a longer session for the end-to-end scenarios. So that is very important, how that end-to-end scenario works. We will be completing for the C4, C2, HCI, C4T, C2, ECC. Uh, for standard content, we will be first of all taking different examples. We will be covering one example minimum, two for just configuring. Okay, two others for configuration. So on Saturday it would be longer session. Okay, so let me complete the uh, value mapping, which you might use in your class, in your configuration. Means as of now, I didn't got the chance to use the variable value mapping. But you can use it. You can use it. Okay. Uh, so just click how to do a value mapping project. Click on new. Click on file, click on new, click on integration project. Okay, give some name as value mapping value mapping. Okay. So now the project type we have to specify as value mapping. Okay, earlier it is integration flow or the iFlow type. In this, I have to specify value mapping and just finish, because there is no next to, or there is no option to do the give the template for this value mapping. Okay, so just finish, and you will see one project created training.com. It's really second. So you have an value mapping here, value underscore mapping dot XML. Okay. So just double click that value dot mapping dot XML. You will be taken to this value mapping editor. Okay. You have two type of editor, design editor, source editor. So I just prefer source editor. I will be going to my value mapping text. Okay, I will be letting you what exactly value mapping is in a second. So first of before, okay, so let me complete it before, then I will let you know what exactly value mapping is. Okay, so value map. So PI guys, it would be very understandable what exactly value mapping is, because you must have covered or created your value mapping in your somewhere down the line. You must have heard of value mapping in PI. Uh, so value mapping is something where we means, define the multiple values of an object. So let's say there is a company A. It is referring to some value of
Sana
three
Tarandi
letters.
here.
Means, yes, sir.
See, Sanat, in the existing mapping itself, in one of the fields, are we able to do that, or like an existing PI? How we do that value mapping? Same
Yeah,
thing
the
can be
same
done
way.
here or not?
Same thing, same thing.
So like that, so you have created one more interface, no, value mapping and thing.
So
In the
see,
iFlow itself, in the iFlow itself, we are not able to do that.
no. If you remember, you are in PI also. You go to your ID and you specify a value mapping there, and then you use that name, the uh, agency and schema. Using that, you do a value mapping in your actual
Mapping, mapping,
mapping.
mapping.
Right?
Yeah. Same thing
So
like this
in
here also.
here, so what we are doing is, first of all, we are specifying a value mapping, and then we will take the reference of it. Okay.
difference are difference of it in the iFlow.
Yes.
Okay. And
Okay.
what about are we able to get the data from ECC itself?
No,
From
no, no, no,
ECC?
no, 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 no ECC, nothing like that. No
No,
RFC
something like
lookup or
this.
like
No, no,
no R.
not for RF silicon. UKMS, you know that word, right?
Sorry.
UK, UKMS.
Yeah, yeah, correct, correct. So no, that is not
Uh,
possible here.
uh
Okay.
Like in existing interfaces, and how do we do that then?
Didn't got a question. Means
Suppose existing PA landscape, if they're using
uh,
UKMS, so
hmm,
when are using HCI now, so how do we do the difference of the UKMS?
UKMS, that is not possible. You have to remove that option altogether, and then you have to either go with pure value mapping, which is specified here, else you the other option. There is no other option there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is how I means I was explaining what exactly value mapping is for the guys who don't know. For PI guys, it's not compulsory. So let's say a value which is coming from company A is 1234, and company B understand the same value as something ABCD. So we can specify some value, we can specify some tables in your PI or HCI both where those conversions are defined already. Okay, so this is kind of a conversion. So if from company A, your agency and your food item, these two things are coming, and the value of that variable is some urban green, so anything. So for that, your value should be coming, your the transfer or the target value should be eggplant. Okay, if the value from the UK food coriander for this two uh, together, if the value is coming as coriander, so for the again for this one it should specify the value as Clintro. Okay, so this is how you do a value mapping in your PI also, and the same thing which we will do in the HCI also. You can read on value mapping in details online of PI. You can just understand that what exactly I'm talking about here. Okay, I'm just letting you know how to create a value mapping here. Okay, I have created this value mapping. I will just place this. Okay.
Sarath, is it mandatory to create in XML?
Sorry.
Is it mandatory to create in XML the value mapping?
Yes. Automatically your value mapping would be in this way, because means either you can create from the design part, you can add the values like this, or means or you can go with the XML one. For me, XML is quite simple, okay, because you just need to define the sender and uh, sender values and receiver target values, and you your design is automatically populated here. So I haven't done anything extra to bring this design screen. I've just specified that in XML and it is here. Okay, it's quite simple. Means that XML is even not that much complex. You just need to write the entity. If it's regarding the ID vegetable, so you need to design the entity. Under that, again, the agency's schema and value, which we define as it is in your PI, and the this is the sort entity and this is the target entity. Okay, that's it. Now we have this one. Now what we can do, I will be going to the, I will be saving this value mapping. Okay, see, this is saved. Okay, and then close this. Okay, just give me a second. Just give me a second. And we can even download this value mapping also. So how to download? Go to click on this value mapping. Click on the right click on the folder bar. There is an option at the below called export value mapping. Okay. So what all things you want to export? Go to things, click on next. Where exactly you want to save it? Let's say on desktop. Okay. Okay. And finish. So you have one CSV file called value mapping. What you can do if you want to write a code, if you want to write a value mapping, you can directly create here also. Okay, so how to create? Let's say I will add one more thing called test, not test hubs on tables, like test one. Okay, and I'm saving it. Okay, let's save this. Oh, it's not saved. One second. The format of CS we have to save it. This is saved. Now what I can do, I have made the changes. I can import this value mapping back to this changes. If the CSV is better for you to do that, so you can save that. You can use that. Okay. Now see, you have three groups. Okay. You have the entity test. You have the hubs, and this is your test. So means quite simple to create your value mapping on your CSV file. If you know the format, you can create on your CSV file, and then you can import that to your to your Eclipse. Okay, whichever suits you. I mean to say, whichever suits you, you can use it. Okay. For me, the XML ones work. Means I can directly write it in my XML, and I can generate my value mapping. Okay. You can do is you can write in XML, and you can re-import those to your Eclipse, and you have this value mapping. But directly designing through this Node Explorer, it would be little tough for you guys. So don't try to do that. Either do through XML or through your CSV. Okay, these are the two ways which you should follow to create your value mapping. Okay. So apart from this, now you have a value mapping with you. Okay, you need to save it. Okay, saved already. You need to save it, and you need to deploy this to adapter. One second. Now, in my mapping itself, take some mapping scenario. I'll have done mappings. Your training. Do I have a mapping here? Yes, I have a mapping. So let me open a mapping. Okay. In my mapping, go to the definition part. Okay. Let's say this variable, I want to do a value mapping here. So what I will do, I will remove this one first of all. Remove, taking the country code, just anything. Okay, just I'm showing an input field. Okay, from here I will be going to the node functions. Means there is an option called conversion. Under conversion, there is a option called value mapping. Same as your PI. Okay, just place this. Okay, give the inputs. Okay, to this, and from here provide the output for your field, actual field. And as you double click on it, you will be having this value called if the source agency. So in our case, if source agency is uh, again the whatever we have defined, which is the schema, which is the agency identifier. So if source agency is UK or UK, and source identifier, it's your food. For target, you should take the value from US and food items. So this is how you do your value mapping in your HCI. Okay. And you just deploy this all the things on your HCI tenant, and then it would be used. Means it can, this value mapping, you if you have specified for one interface, or uh, it can be taken, or it can be used by all the interface also. So it's not a thing like it's only created for one interface itself, or under one interface iFlow I have created and could be accessible by that iFlow itself. No, it is accessible by all the other iFlows. Okay, and then it can be used. So this is about it. This was our value mapping. Okay, quite a simple topic, rarely used, so that's why I'm completing it fast. Okay.
Can you execute that
Yes.
one?
For executing, I have to create the value. As it is, one second. I have to create a value.
Sorry?
Anyway, I have to create a value mapping specific to my this GeoIP.
Okay.
Okay, I have to create that for specific to my GeoIP. I will create. It is same, the simple thing which we do in our PI also. It is not
Like in
any. Yes, sir.
go to the mapping ones. Go to mapping ones. Like go to mapping ones. Definition. Here, are we able to do any display queue, something like that? Here?
In the mapping, no, that display queue is not possible.
Display queue is not possible.
No. See, you were saying
Like in
display queue. No, I understand your question. The things which we
even
do
context
in
can
our
be done, right?
context can be done, but we cannot test the scenarios directly here. Okay, first thing, we cannot test the scenarios. There is no testing console for your mapping in your HCI. Okay, which we have in our TI. Okay. So the first day itself, I told you I have to either trigger it from my sender end to test the scenario. Then only I can test the scenarios, and I will be understanding that where exactly my mapping is failing. Okay.
Okay.
That is the only way. Um, so that it is again a drawback. Okay, it's a big drawback because we have to test this mapping then and there itself, and then only we deploy it in the production or in the development also with the connections, but you don't have any options here. Okay. Uh, so this is about my mapping. Uh, I would ask you guys to create a mapping, because this mapping also don't require you to have the access of your tenant or your HCI tenant to deploy it or nothing. You can create your value mapping then and there itself. I will be sharing the document on how to create a value mapping. Okay. Uh, Also how to import the value mapping and how to export this value mapping. Okay. I will be sharing the steps. Um, but just it would be for reference, because it's not majorly used here, because for the standard contents also they have not given the value mapping, everything is kind of hard coded, kind of used there and there itself. Okay, so this is about value mapping. You will understand one more thing called the uh, one more palette called the local processing. Okay, so how to do a local processing? So under this there is something called process call. Okay, under the task called process call. Okay, you can place this process call here. Okay, the process call here, and if you
Yes,
want
Sanat,
to
process
achieve,
call is calling. Sanat Shankar, sorry to disturb. Process call is calling your sub process or what is that?
yes sir, I will be showing that sub process. Okay, I was creating some that sub process.
Okay,
So
okay.
okay, so there is one other option called service call, which is request response. We will be understanding that tomorrow. And there is something called process call. Process call, it will be helping you to call a process, multiple process each time. Means let's say you have a process of uh, getting some order number from some system. Okay, and that process call, that process is called in an interface, let's say 4 to 5 times. So you don't need to call it, create it again and again. Just specify that process call. Okay, and specify that local integration flow. So how to do that? There is an option called local integration process. Just take that and place it here. Okay, now from here I will take this option and I will place uh, copy this. Okay, so I'm just taking that event process call. Okay, and I am adding that message persistence here. So
Hey, Sanat, can you just again do
yes,
that local integration process too? How did you create the again one more process? I missed that part.
okay, click on others and there is an option called local integration process. Just take that and place it here. That's it.
Okay, okay, okay.
Now I'm writing this event. Okay, but first of all, let me define this local integration process. I will just give it a name. Say it as write event. Okay. Or write empty. So we'll see a process here. So you have one sub process which is specific to the writing and variable to my uh, data store. So now I have to call this process. So how to call? Double click on this. It will say local integration process. Click on browse. It will give me the name of sub process which I have recently created. Double click on it. Okay. And under the right variable, this one. Okay. And the data state order number 4. Okay. And for this would be stored for again 3 days. Okay, encrypt data store. not required. Now I'm saving it. Okay, and once again executing checks first of all if there is any error. So there are no errors. Okay, there are some warnings which you can specify. Again, this is the SOAP context. SOAP context is not always an error. I'm deploying this message. Okay, this content. Okay. Now I'm deploying it. It is been deployed. Okay. I will do the monitoring first. Let's see that value is there or not. Data store, search. So you have 1 and 2. I have saved it 4. Anyway. Now I will again test this flow. Okay. I'll check it again. And it will give me the response. It gave me a response. So there was no error in my iFlow. It went successfully. So going back to my this one monitoring, and I will see if I have an order number 5 or not. See, order number 4. So you have a variable called order number 4. Now you can call this message multiple times, this local integration process multiple times in your iFlow. Okay, it would be your exception handling. Exception handling, you have one more sub process which you need to specify under your main iFlow. Okay, which is specific to your errors. Okay, we will understand this exception handling tomorrow. What exactly exception handling is, but your sub process, it defines which process you need to take in other places. So let's say I have a sender, I have a receiver, and in between I will be calling my success factor. Let's say from my ECC the data is going to some SFTP, and in between it is querying to the success factor. So for success factor I would be creating my sub process so that it does not complex my main iFlow. So what SAP do is it divides the events. So one event, if it is called multiple times, or if you want to simplify your iFlow, so there you use this sub process. Okay, it will be just the extension of your main iFlow. It's not that it has the different functionality or it has this different sender receiver. It won't have. It will be just your iFlow. This process would be calling this. All the tasks would be performed here, and then it will be going back to the process call, and it will resume your processing. Okay. So understood, you guys? Hello. Hello. So
Yes, Anand.
okay. Okay. So okay. So any query that on this, else we can end this session. Okay. From Saturday, I would say it would be very critical session. We will be understanding the standard flows and standard configuration. Okay. Tomorrow I will be trying to complete and give you an overview of all the adapters which are present and how do they get configured. Not the live scenario, but how do they get configured, and what all values do we provide to those adapters to configure the scenarios. Okay, we will be looking into those, the mail adapter, the SFTP adapter, all those things. Okay, so tomorrow that, and from Saturday and Sunday we will be trying to complete whatever the pre-packaged content and the uh, configuration which is required at the ECCN, C4CN, and your HCI. Okay, it would take around 3 to 4 hours, okay, to complete, to get those things completed, okay. Uh, so on Saturday it would be, we would be in the pro mode, okay. So we again on Saturday our sessions would be at the time 6 o'clock in the evening, okay. So it would be 6, 7, 8, 8:30 max, okay.
Anant, is it possible to shift to mornings, 8 to
I don't have
11?
I don't have any problem, but
Because I have
should,
travel, so
you have a
I have to travel, so I'm not able to attend in evening.
mm, is it okay with the US guys? Because it's perfectly fine with me to take on Saturday in the morning and complete it as before, means in the morning itself. For me it would be best. For US guys, was expecting that they wanted that to be in evening. Hello, hello.
Yes, Anas.
So is it okay for 8 o'clock in the morning with you guys also, others also, Shankar, Vijay, Vinay, Pradeep, Arvind,
When is that?
Saturday, 8:30, 8 o'clock or 8:30, so that,
8:30 should be fine.
sorry, it would be fine for you?
8:30 should be fine.
Okay, okay. So just let me know, okay, if it's 8:30 or 6 o'clock in the evening. I'm okay with anything, both the things, okay. Uh, Vinay, is it okay with you? Morning?
Oh, it's fine, Sanat. Not a problem.
Okay. Vijay?
Yeah, it's fine for me, sir.
Okay. Shankar, it's you okay.
Hey, morning
Shankar?
means you will be continuing after 3 hours class.
2 hours, 2 and a half.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Then Sunday, Monday. So you will be taking class. It's a long weekend for us.
You are traveling?
Yeah.
Mm, I wanted to take on Sunday my time, Saturday or your night. Uh, not sure. Means I wanted to take the long sessions so that we will be completing it by the end of this month. Okay, we will be definitely completing by end of this month. Okay. Uh, anyway, let's first of all take the session on Saturday. Okay, longer sessions on Saturday. Then we'll see if we can continue on Sunday or not. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So Saturday 8 o'clock. Fine with everybody.
Yes.
So that we can end today. Okay, guys. Let's meet up tomorrow, same time. Bye.
Thanks all.
All right, thank
Thanks.
you.
Thanks.